What's going on, everybody? Let me adjust my shit right here because, yeah. Alrighty. Alright, let's do this. What's going on? It's ya boy, Yubari Eradicate. Destruction Incarnate. And here I am to talk about Alolan Grimer, a Pokemon that was announced today, leaked yesterday, and I wanted to do a little video talking about it because I haven't talked about the other announcements and I want to start doing that. But I just want to give my feelings on this Pokemon because this Pokemon is part of my team, it's part of my squad. And yeah, so let's get into it here. We got Alolan Grimer. Now, yesterday, still adjusting. Yesterday, this Pokemon was leaked by Cerebi, by Korokoro more specifically, and a lot of people saw it. A lot of people had the same kind of reaction I did. For a little background, I've always loved Muck since I was a wee lad, since Ash had a Muck. I loved Muck, but I never really liked how Grimer looked. I always thought Grimer looked like kind of a nerd, kind of a dork. And we don't like dorks here in the Pokemon community. So, I, already kind of didn't like Grimer. I've come around on Grimer now. Just recently, I was like, you know what? I was looking at Grimer, I'm like, you know what? He's kind of cute. I kind of like Grimer. I would hug a Grimer if it didn't, fucking, kill me to death with all the poisons and shit, whatever. So I've come around on Muck, and then right as soon as I come around on Muck, they released this ugly ass thing. And that sounds really mean, but I mean, look at him. This is not a Poplio situation where he's trying. This boy is ugly, alright? He's the same, poopy green color that Shiny Muck is. I'm not sure if that's what color Shiny Grimer is normally, but he's poop green, and he's got a bright yellow beard, and these dumbass-looking, Timmy Turner-ass-looking, SpongeBob-looking-ass chompers in his stupid mouth, and just, bleh, bleh, not having it, not liking it. But regardless, biggest thing is it had me worried, because I don't care how Grimer looks, I care how Muck looks. And I was real worried, deep down inside, kept me up all night, bothered me all through work, but we'll get to Muck, alright? But Alolan Grimer is the Sludge Pokemon. It is a Poison Dark type. I like Poison Dark as a typing defensively and thematically. Defensively, of course, it makes it immune to Psychic, so you only have a weakness to Ground, which is cool. I believe you have 4 resistances in Poison, Grass, Ghost, and the last one that I forget. I believe there are 4 of them, though, but yeah. So, Poison Dark's a cool typing defensively, because it's really good, but also, I like it thematically, because thematically, I like the idea of, in Japanese, it's the evil typing. Dark is evil, right? So I like the idea of evil poison. I like the idea of something that's more than poisonous. Something just, nasty and fucking, some horrible scourge. It's the Sludge Pokemon, Poison Dark, 2 feet tall at 92 pounds. I don't know about that. I'll let that one slide, but we'll talk about the next one, alright? He's Poison, Touch, and Gluttony. Makes perfect sense. When the population of the Alola region increased, dealing with their garbage became a serious problem. As a solution, Grimer were imported from other regions. They fed primarily on garbage, so their body composition changed, as did their form. What appear to be teeth in this Pokemon's mouth are in fact residual toxins from the garbage it eats, which have hardened and crystallized. No method has been discovered to break down these crystals. Direct contact with them presents a danger. Alolan Grimer is always eating garbage, but its constant hunger will cause it to begin eating other manufactured objects if it runs out of garbage to feed on. There are more than 100 Alolan Grimers in Alola's garbage processing plants, and all of the garbage produced in the Alola region is taken for use as their food. So, basically what went down was Alola started to get more popular on that 20 years ago when Pikachu was getting popular. All these tourists were coming in, everyone's throwing their packages and shit from their Pikachu dolls and stuff in the street, and more people were there, so basically their trash got out of hand, and they were like, yo, okay, so other countries got these animals that eat garbage, right? They got these things called Grimers that eat garbage, I guess. So they were like, we could use some of those, and they imported a bunch of fucking goo goats, a bunch of slime goats, and they got the slime goats all around, and they were like, yo, slime goats, we got all these diapers and shit, we don't know what to do with. Can you, eat our diapers and stuff? Instead of, because we could bury it, And then it might get buried in some kind of coal mine, and we might accidentally burn the coal mine and accidentally, make a bunch of craters in our town and make it uninhabitable for the next 20 years. Uninhabitable for the next 20 years. Fucking words. But, so instead of burying their garbage, they had the slime goats eat the garbage. And the slime goats were like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I mean, that sounds cool. I mean, back home, I eat, raw sewage right out the plant. So, I mean, I don't see why diaper garbage is any worse. So the Grimers ate up the diapers, and they turned green, got nasty yellow beards, and these stupid-looking, fucking Timmy Turner-ass-looking teeth. And I'm not feeling it. I don't like the design. It's like the first Sun and Moon one that, like a lot of people said, the first Sun and Moon one that didn't hit, really, Everything else is just fine to amazing. And this is like, bleh, bleh. But, so I was up all night. I was up all day at work until noon. Thank God I was up at work, right? Until noon, I check my phone and I see a notification from YouTube that says, Mr. Numnexus has posted a video. And I see the words, New Alolan. And I go straight to the Pokemon website and I look, and all my fears were laid to rest as I saw this beautiful creature, Alolan Muck. This fucking disco party slime monster, fucking crack rocks all over its body. I love it. I'm so happy. I couldn't be more happy with this Pokemon. I love it. And we're going to scroll down a little bit here because we're going to read. Okay, so the Alolan Muck category is still the slime Pokemon, sludge Pokemon. I can't read. Still the sludge Pokemon, still a poison dark type, 3 feet tall. All right. Now, for context, I am 5'7", 3 feet tall, 114 pounds. For context, I am roughly 130 pounds. I ain't buying that this big-ass fucking trash monster, this big old sludgy, industrial solvent-eating bitch is 114 pounds at 3 feet tall. I ain't buying it. I ain't having it. But his abilities are Poison Touch and Gluttony, which still make perfect sense for this Pokemon. Perfect sense. Alolan Muck eats whatever is in reach without pausing, and if it feels the sharp pangs of hunger, it runs amok. The Mucks run amok. It's thought that its voracious appetite stems from its inability to maintain its energy levels without a constant influx of toxins. So this thing is constantly dying. It's in a constant, perpetual state of death, and it has to keep eating nasty-ass diapers and all kinds of trash around the island just to keep going. And if it can't eat stuff, it gets real pissy. Real pissy. Toxins have accumulated in the Alolan Muck's body from its steady diet of various waste products and manufactured materials. This accumulation has brought about a chemical change producing a new kind of toxin, an evil toxin, something more poisonous than poison. Alolan Muck has the same poisonous crystals as Alolan Grimer, but they're not limited to its mouth. They extend from all over the surface of its body. Alolan Muck uses them to attack, just like other Pokemon use their fangs or claws. And these highly toxic crystals are easily knocked loose, making them extraordinarily dangerous. The Grimer and Muck in the Alola region produce and store their toxins within their body, so unlike the Grimer and Muck in other regions, you won't detect any unpleasant aromas when you draw near one. So these guys have the common courtesy, the decency, to store their nasty shit inside their bodies. They push all that nasty shit down into their bodies, and that way you don't smell them. That way when they touch farmland, hopefully they don't salt the earth for the next 30 years. Hopefully when they touch their trainers, they won't give them cancer AIDS anymore. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like to be able to hug my Muck without getting cancer AIDS. And they're just beautiful. And they got big old blue tongues. I didn't realize that Muck's tongue was like specifically gray until I was reading the wiki one day. I was like, oh, he's got a gray tongue. That's nuts. Now he's got a big, beautiful blue tongue. And my girl Smut the Muck on my PU team has got a big, powerful, beautiful new sister. And hopefully this bitch gets knockoff because regular Muck doesn't have knockoff, but for some reason has Shadow Sneak, which is a strange choice in my opinion, but I ain't complaining because Shadow Sneak's pretty sick. But I would appreciate if this thing gets one new move. If it gets one new move, I want it to learn knockoff. That's all I need. I don't feel Sucker Punch is necessary, really, because of Shadow Sneak, although it's Stab. But, Sucker Punch would be cool. But, Sucker Punch requires reads and stuff, and if you want to be a lazy person and slap Shadow Sneak on here instead of Sucker Punch, you could still do that, I guess. Yeah, nothing much else to say. other than I'm super happy with this Pokemon. I'm gonna try to keep doing videos talking about these because I was gonna do a video about Passimian and Oranguru and the EVZ move and the fucking Lycanroc and those. I was gonna do a video about all those Pokemon when those were announced, but I didn't do it, and I got home from work and fell asleep, and then I woke up and I went, you know what? If I don't do this day one, is it really even worth doing? Because people are already watching, you know, bigger YouTubers and shit, and like, even for bigger YouTubers, if you're a couple of days late, everyone's like, I already know all this stuff, dingus. Why are you posting this stuff now? Yeah, so I'm going to try to keep doing these in the future. I don't know how much more information. I was just thinking about, I don't know how many Pokemon have been confirmed. We can go look at the Pokemon list if my mouse will work, which it will not. I'm working with a very small space here. We do have Pokemon. I'm working with a fucked up mouse, I apologize. But we have seen a lot. Loading. We have seen a lot of new Pokemon. And this is a concern that a lot of people, it's just not going to load, guys. A concern that a lot of people had was, you know, how much content is going to be new in the game. Have we seen all of the new Pokemon? Because, like, X and Y only introduced 46 new Pokemon, I think. There they are! Woo! I might talk about these other new Pokemon in a different video. I might not. I don't know. But, you know, X and Y didn't have a lot of new Pokemon. All of the new Pokemon were fantastic, but there weren't a lot of new ones. And this game is showing us a lot, dude. And I don't care really about spoilers too much. I mean, it's always cool if we get new things that are surprises, but I mean, I care about the Pokemon, and I'm gonna find out one way or another eventually, so my boy Raticate. So, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I hope this isn't the other half of, because a lot of people felt that Pokemon Z was going to come out, right? And because X and Y had like half of a normal generation of Pokemon, maybe Z would add the second half of Generation 6's Pokemon. But then that didn't happen, and now Sun and Moon are coming out. So I hope that these Pokemon, I mean, obviously they're not carryovers because they're too specific to Alola. There's nothing here that I feel like maybe the fairy, the fucking, this bee thing, what's it called? Ribomi. This thing is like, that's like the only thing I can imagine got carried over from X and Y. Possibly, you know? Everything else is too specific to Alola. So I hope that there's still, like, imagine if we see all these Pokemon and we get more announcements going in the next month and we get the game and then we start playing the game and we notice that there are twice as many Pokemon as we saw and they're all as good as the ones we've seen. Imagine how amazing that would be. And I hope that's how it is. But I still don't mind seeing all these Pokemon. So that's all on the new Alolan Pokemon, Muck and Grimer. Oh, I did want to say one more thing. A fear that I had. Driving home, I was thinking about it, right? And I was thinking, you know, Muck has always been about that big beefy arm sticking out of its side, right? Right? So my fear was like, I mean, this was after Alolan Muck was announced, so obviously it wouldn't happen, but I was like, oh god, what if they had been like, you know, Muck is all about that arm, so what if we inverse it and we gave Muck legs? And I thought about how horrifying a Muck with legs would be, and I think I might sketch that real quick and make it the thumbnail of this video. You'll know if you see it. But yeah, I had that thought driving home, like, oh, thank God they didn't give him legs. Thank God he didn't have big, ugly boots sticking out of his fucking gooey-ass body. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, but it said that they, you know, you can't smell their aromas because of their, because they store the toxins on the insides. That leads me to believe that Alolan Muck and Alolan Grimer smell like Play-Doh. Because if they don't smell like sewage and garbage and shit, like, are they odorless? I don't think so. I think them bitches smell like fucking Play-Doh. And I'm excited to find out in November whether or not they smell like Play-Doh. But that's all for now. While my computer continues to load the page, I will say Auf Wiedersehen. And I probably didn't say that right because I ain't German, but I'll say, yeah! Oh, I got a crash notification. Sick. All right, well, that's enough of that. I might talk about the others, I might not. Thanks for watching if you watched. I will see you soon. I will see you maybe with more Pokemon now, maybe at the next announcement. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I should talk about the starters too. Fuck. All right, bye!